What's good, y'all? It's your girl, it's Fab. This is and I am back with another video today, you guys. Let me turn my air down. If you're new to my channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for me, okay? And if you're not, welcome back to another video. So as you can tell by the title, this is going to be basically me updating y'all on all the stuff that has been happening. I am currently jobless, as y'all probably seen by this video, and I am now homeless. And I cannot begin to describe the feelings that I have. I feel like I have cried so much, and I can feel myself wanting to right now, but I'm so tired of crying on camera, and I know y'all tired of seeing me cry on camera. But I have just been exhausted. I have felt very defeated. I have felt very lost. I have felt just like the universe is just not on my side right now. I look exactly how I feel. Okay, and I'm basically going to explain to y'all what has been happening. So as y'all know, I have been here for 3 years at the apartment that I was at that apartment for 3 years. I am not currently there now. So there was a situation that happened that did cause my move out, but it was like a super abrupt move out. So once, you know, I had talked to like my leasing office and all of that stuff, I literally had 6 days, y'all. I had 6 days to move. I had 6 days to move out of my apartment, and it was such a struggle. So basically, initially I didn't have like any movers or anything like that. And y'all know, even though I've been here for 3 years, there's still a lot of things that I don't know about the state. There's still a lot of things that I don't know about the city. So basically, how can I say? Pretty much, long story short, I had to move. So I initially, so I didn't have any movers. I was gonna get some movers, but the movers was taxing me at least $500, and that was way beyond my budget, being that, as y'all know, that I'm not working. And so that was like the first issue. So I had been told, like, okay, go ahead, go to Home Depot and get, you know, some of the Mexicans, they'll help you, they'll move, they'll do this, that, and the third. So I did end up going to Home Depot, and I did end up seeing, you know, some of them sitting outside. And so I pull up on one of them, and I'm like, hey, you know, talking to him, asking if he can help me move. And so when I had asked him that or whatever, he didn't speak English. He did not speak English, so we were definitely like going back and forth, like going through Google Translate, trying to understand each other. So that was already a task within itself. Long story short, I ended up getting his number, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna save your number, like I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna come and get you. I had a guy friend, and he's like, hey, like, don't do that by yourself, you know, this, that, and the third, like, come and get me. So I went ahead, I went to go get him. He's a whole nother story. He deserves his own story time, but he is, you know, whatever. So I went ahead and I went to go and grab him. So I grabbed him, and he like, you know, I can't do all this by myself. I had asked my brother ain't trying to help, so he sent me to the trap to get one of his homeboys. So I'm like, okay. So we pull up, we go to the trap to get one of his homeboys, and a man walks out, y'all. He got he tatted from the head to the toes. I mean, tats on the face, everything. He got on a shiesty mask, and he got on some black ones. Okay, real dangerous. So I say, okay, like, that's fine. So okay, cool. On our way back to the house, we gets pulled over. My friend is driving, whatever. I ain't want to drive. My friend is driving, and he ends up getting a citation. I said, okay, this is already not starting good. So he ends up getting a citation. So that was like a whole thing. I'm like, okay, whatever, it's fine. So he ends up getting a citation, and so after that, we luckily they didn't take my car or do anything like that. And so, okay, boom, we go to, you know, back to my side of the city. We go to back to my side of the city, and we ended up having to go to the U-Haul place. So we go to the U-Haul place, and I went ahead, I get the U-Haul. The U-Haul is probably around like $30 or something like that. Boom, pay for the U-Haul. Gets the U-Haul and goes to the crib. Mind you, I have been packing. Majority of the stuff I did pack on my own. T did come over and she helped me. I'm one of those people that like kind of try to refuse help, and I'm very like prideful, and I feel like this experience has really helped me to be a lot less prideful, because I'm one of those people that has always been independent and self-sufficient. So something like this that's happening to me, I think is really like messing with me mentally, and so it was really hard for me to like accept that help. So she just popped up, she helped me, you know what I'm saying, pack up some rooms, and that was good. So anyways, all of my stuff was packed at this point when they're coming to move my stuff. So they go ahead, they start moving my things. They, you know, moved all the boxes first, which I wish they would have moved my furniture first, but that's neither here nor there. So they go ahead, they move all the furniture and stuff, and we make our first trip to the storage. I ended up having to get a storage. I wanted to get a really good storage. I know that they do have them for cheaper, but I ended up paying around $120 for the storage, and that was like after taxes and stuff, but I think it was like $94 a month or something like that. Based off the fact that like that's literally my whole life in that storage, and I wanted to make sure it was secure. I wanted to make sure everything was good, so I had to get locks, I had to get couch covers, I had to get all of these things. Man, this nigga's a bum, so he didn't pay for any of it, but he did help move my place, so that's neither here nor there either. Like I said, he's another storage tent within itself. So I say, okay, so cool, they move all the things, and we make our first trip to the storage. We make our first trip and put everything, you know, majority in there. So we go back to the house, we get the rest of the stuff, and after that, his friend, like, okay, well, after this, I'm about to go. This is like a lot of stuff, whatever, rightfully so, whatever. Because it's only 2 people moving this place and me, 2 men and myself. Also with Zeus around, so that was like a lot. I had to keep him in his kennel so that he kind of didn't get in the way of the stuff that we had going on. So y'all, I don't know if y'all have seen, I'm gonna try to find some footage, or at least show y'all a picture of my table. In the middle of my table, there's like this glass like middle in it, because it lights up. Y'all know how my couch lights up, the middle of the table lights up as well. I'm in the other room putting the mattress cover on my mattress, and I just hear click, boom, splash, boom, crack, crack, snap, crackle, pop, you know. And I go in there, and both of their jaws is on the ground, and these niggas done broke the middle of my table. And I'm just like, okay, like it's fine, right? So I'm like, okay, it's fine, just move the table. So go ahead, they move the table, they move all that stuff. We go to the storage, they move the couch, everything, they put everything up in the storage, so it's fine. So after that, we had to end up taking the friend back to his trap, or wherever it is these days. Ends up moving him back to his trap, taking him back to his trap. So cool, move all the stuff or whatever the case may be. I think I paid him around $40 for that. So I was grateful, just because I was in a 2-bed, 2-bath, and that's a lot of stuff to move for 1 person, for 2 people, for anybody. And so I'm like, okay, fam. Drops him off, and I'm like, I really don't want to have to come back to this side of town, because my car's making noises. Man, after I'm done making this video, I gotta go and meet my repairman so that he can listen to the car, because if y'all seen the vlog before this, he just literally changed my brakes and my rotors on the front and the back, so there's no reason for my shit to be scrubbing, and I'm not paying for it. So there's that. That's a whole problem. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, well, I'm not trying to come back over here. You at least 30 minutes away. It's traffic, like it's bad. I'm just gonna take you back. So boom, they both gone. So I gets back, I still have the U-Haul. Man, y'all, I'm supposed to have the U-Haul back around like 8:15 or something like that. So keep that in mind. Gotta have the U-Haul back at this time. So go back, and I go back to the house, and I'm not even realizing, I didn't realize that I still have my TVs. I have a huge 70-inch TV, I got a 50-inch TV, I think I got a 55-inch TV that was in my room, and I still had like all these things. I probably had around like 12 items or so still to take to the storage. So at this point, I'm realizing that I can't do this on my own. So I'm like, okay, so I call my friend. His name is Ben. He usually watches Zeus for me and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, like, can you come help me? So imagine this is around like 8:30, almost 9 maybe at this time. And so him and his friend come over there to help me move the things and all that stuff. And I'm telling them, like, I have never had a storage unit before. I don't know. But from what they've told me and what I know, I have to be back at the storage before 10 to put all of this stuff back into the storage. So cool, we get all the stuff off of the truck and everything. Probably around like 9:45, we moving all this stuff onto like these dollies and stuff to get them into the storage. And so I'm like, okay, so try to get the stuff into the storage. And so my initial thought process is that the doors close at 10. Not everything closes at 10. So you have to put in a code to get on the elevator to move the stuff up to, you know, whatever floor you're on. I just so happen to be on X amount of floors, so, you know, we was kind of like on a time crunch. I'm thinking it's just the doors that's gonna close, right? Wrong. So we finally gets on the elevator. I got to put the code in on their elevator, and I got to put a code in on my elevator after we moved all the stuff into the, you know, basically into the lobby. So I'm putting the code in, y'all. The time struck 10:01. I put the code in on both elevators, and it says access denied. This area is closed at 10:01. with all my valuables, with all the rest of my stuff, with my TVs, with everything, y'all. And I'm just sitting there like, you cannot be serious, right? And so long story short, ended up having to leave all of my stuff. I had to leave my TVs on the elevator. I had to leave all of my goods on the elevator, all of the other items that I had on the elevator, y'all. I left them there. Nobody else can get in the building after 12 or up or anything like that, so I literally had to move it. So I left the 2 dollies of things inside of the elevator, and then I put the rest of it in the corner because I'm like, well, Lord forbid, but if anybody break in this hole, they got to pick up all this, you know what I'm saying? So that was my thought process. So okay, fam. So his friend's driving the U-Haul because I'm not confident with driving the U-Haul. Granted, when I was getting the U-Haul at first, I hit another U-Haul, so that was the whole thing. So I'm like, okay. So anyways, we ends up leaving or whatever, and I had to put gas in it, so I went ahead and I put gas in the U-Haul and did all of that stuff. Mind you, at this point, I'm super stressed, and I got me a buzz ball and everything. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I'm nervous because I'm like, all of this stuff is like my stuff. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is all of my things, like my valuables, everything. So I'm feeling some type of way. So anyways, we gassed up. After that, I'm gonna call my homeboy, and his homeboy is driving the U-Haul. Whole time my homeboy flying through these lights and done left his friend that's driving the U-Haul. So now we riding around the city around 20-30 minutes or so trying to look for him. We finally found him, and at this point, y'all, I told y'all I was supposed to have it back at 8:15. It's around 10:30 at this point. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna text me. So we finally found him. He follows us to the U-Haul, go ahead, did that, and we ended up like going back to the house or whatever. And I had such a rough day that day. I was just so over it, you know. So once they had left and did all of that stuff, I literally went to the house, in my empty house with nothing there, with no people around me, with no nothing, just me and Zeus, and I just started bawling. I mean, I'm bawling uncontrollably. Like, I'm just so sad because it's just like a realization of what my life has come to and what I am going through right now. Like, it was just such a realization. I'm just sitting there like bawling, y'all. I mean, bawling. Like, I can literally, like, in my brain picture and envision myself feeling exactly how I felt when I was sitting there on the floor crying with Zeus. So I'm like, okay, like, it's fine, you know what I'm saying? At that point, I was just like, okay. So I ended up just sleeping there. I literally opened my suitcase because I'm living out of a suitcase right now. Like, I can literally show y'all my trunk. I'm gonna show y'all before this video was over. And so I'm just like, okay. So I ended up opening my suitcase because I had all of these clothes in there, and I took a shirt out of my suitcase, y'all, and I slept in my suitcase, and I covered myself with a shirt, and I cuddled with Zeus, and I cried until I fell asleep. So I'm like, okay. So I wake up the next day, and I'm like, okay, at least it's empty. Everything is at the oh yes, okay. So I wake up the next day. The storage opened at 6 a.m. so I wake up around like 5:45 to get there. It wasn't that far, but I wake up at 5:45 to get there before anybody, because I don't know who's gonna come to this storage. But luckily it's a weekday, so hopefully nobody's there, and nobody was there. So I'm the only car that's in the parking lot, pulling up to the storage at 6 a.m. and I had to move all of the rest of this stuff by myself. Mad you, because these people have work, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a job. So I'm like, okay. So I ended up moving all of this stuff by myself. Like, when I tell y'all I have bruises galore, I mean, they're all up and down my leg. They're everywhere on my body right now. Like, I am bruised up. So I'm struggling trying to get all this stuff in, but long story short, I ended up doing it. Then let's go back to the guy that I had met at the Home Depot that we're using a Google translation. So I had my TVs mounted on the wall. My dad mounted them for me before or when I first initially moved here, and so I'm like, I gotta at least get these holes like out of the wall, you know what I'm saying, so they don't charge me. So okay, so I hit him up. He like, yeah, I can come. So he didn't have no car. I ended up, y'all, I'm over here risking my life. I ended up going to the Home Depot. Me and him are in the store. We using the Google Translate or whatever, and he's telling me what I need, what I gotta get, all of that stuff. And so I went ahead and I got it. Mind you, my family the day before had been calling me, or the night before had been calling me and blowing me up, but I was just in such like a awful headspace that I just couldn't, like, I don't want to break down, you know what I'm saying? I'm already here by myself. I didn't want them to worry anymore that they already had to be worried, or think anything additional that they didn't have to think or feel, because they literally cannot get to me right now, you know? And so I just remember having this thought, like, damn, like, I'm finna go home, like, I'm moving back home, but I just knew that I wouldn't be happy there. You know, I knew that I wouldn't be happy, even though like my family and everything was there. Like, I feel like I was just feeling the feeling of wanting to be around that type of love and be around that type of family and just hug my dad and hug my mom and hug my brother and hug them and just be there, you know, because y'all already know, prior to me moving here, I lived down the street from my parents, and I would always go see my brother and see like my nieces and all of that stuff. So I was just feeling this like overwhelming like feeling of like not feeling loved, not feeling comfortable, not feeling all of these things. And so anyways, so we leave the Home Depot, whatever, we go to the house, and he's fixing my walls, he's fixing everything. So he did everything he was supposed to. I did end up texting the leasing office or emailing the leasing office and asking them what the paint color was, because I'm very keen on like leaving things the way that I found them. So they're like, oh, it's a custom color, you won't find it at the store, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, okay, whole time y'all lying, but that's fine, whatever, take the deposit, like it is what it is at this point. Literally just get me out of here. So anyways, he fixed the wall. He had to fix the wall in about 3 rooms, because there was one in my room, there's one in the living room. When I had took those things off of my wall that were holding like my broom and my mop, it tore the paint, so he ended up having to like fill those holes too, and it was one in my beauty room / Zeus's room as well. So he fixed those, he took out all of my trash, he moved all of my things, he put all of my stuff in my car, and then my homeboy ended up just paying for it for me or whatever. So I think we had sent him like a decent amount, and then I had Ubered him back to Home Depot because I wasn't really trying to drive back there, and also I just needed to sleep. So my friend, the dog sitter, that's what we're gonna call him, dog sitter, but he really is like my real friend. And so I text him and I'm like, hey, like I'm exhausted, like I literally finished all this stuff at like 2 a.m. and you know I had to get up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. like I'm exhausted, you know, can I come over there and sleep? And usually me and Zeus would like stay over there, but Zeus and his dogs be beefing, they be fighting like for real, like real life. And so I'm like, okay. So anyways, I ended up having to leave Zeus at the house, so I ended up keeping my apartment for an additional day based off of that, because I didn't want to inconvenience anybody. And so I'm like, okay, so I'll go over there, I park my car where I usually park my car, I go upstairs, and I immediately go to sleep. It probably took me less than 30 minutes to go to sleep, y'all. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get up at 5:30. I gotta turn my keys in before the leasing office closes. So I go ahead and I go down to my car. I'm like, okay, I'm finna leave, I'm finna go and get Zeus, and I'm about to turn my keys in. And I did have a wagon. My wagon is actually still in my back seat, but that had like my trash can in it. It had like just a few little like miscellaneous things, nothing major, like my laundry basket, stuff like that. So I gets outside, y'all, after I've had like the worst day and like all that stuff. After that, I go outside and there's a boot on my car. I go outside and there is a boot on my car, y'all. I'm gonna insert all the footage of all this so y'all know that there's no cap in my rat. There's a boot on my car. I look at the paper. Oh, I threw it away. I would have showed y'all. Let me see. No, I still have it, y'all. This was on my car. I don't know if y'all can see, but this was on my car. This says 700. I don't know if y'all can see it. This says $741. $741.80. Mind you, after taxes and all that stuff, it was $765 that I had to pay to get this boot taken off my car. And I'm just in my car crying and just bawling uncontrollably. And to top it all off, I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And right after that, I get my period. And right after that, I get my period. Like, y'all, oh my God. I'm just, oh gosh. So I end up having to pay that money to get it taken off. Man, you, again, I'm jobless and homeless. Ended up having to take it off. Luckily, I did get the boot, did end up getting the boot taken off of my car. And from there, I had to go and get Zeus. But I ended up having to stay there an entire another night because the leasing office closed at 5:30. So that was a whole another day that I ended up having to pay for my apartment, y'all. So now I am in my car. I slept in my car, and Zeus ended up going to a dog sitter, and I really contemplated on actually getting rid of him because I feel like he deserves a way better life than this. And I was just so sad, and I just remember sitting there apologizing to him and just bawling because he does not deserve that. He's such a good boy. And so all of that is what has been happening. I know y'all so tired of me coming in and out of YouTube, but I'm trying to tell y'all, life has had me by the edges like nobody's business, and it has just been a complete mess. Then the apartment that I did apply for did not approve me, based off of like the income requirements, and they said that I could get a co-signer, obviously because I don't have the job, that I could get a co-signer, but the co-signer had to make 7 times the rent. Do you think that if I knew somebody that made 7 times the rent, I would literally be doing what I'm doing? Like, this is insane. So that is what has been happening. I have been in my car, living out of my car. All of my stuff is in my car. Like, everything is in my car, y'all. And I'm just now being able to kind of go to like my friends' places and kind of like back and forth. So I was at T place for a second, and I was at my friend Bree house for a second. I just been back and forth, and it has just been such an awful experience. And I just feel so tired, and I'm so weak, and I'm so like defeated, and it's like I can't even cry anymore. I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Like, I'm in this like sink or swim, like barbecue or mildew, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just in that mode. Whew. But honestly, y'all, I really just want to come through and let y'all know what's been going on, because I know y'all tired of me going in and out, but every time I'm out, it's something that's happening. I'm literally not out just because I don't want to make content or because I'm being lazy. It's literally because there's always something that's going on. So that is currently where my life is at. That's currently what's happening. I'm currently you know, trying to look for other places, and just y'all trying. I am trying, but right now I'm so exhausted. I feel so, I don't even know if helpless is the word, but it kind of is. And it has just been super rough. Like, I have never slept in my car, y'all. I've never slept in my car. I'm just grateful that I have one, you know what I'm saying, because it could be so much worse than what it is. And yeah, that's what's been happening. And I'm grateful for the village that I've created here, because, you know, it has been like a help now. But being that I've always been self-sufficient, sometimes it's really hard to ask for that help, and it's really hard to like do all that stuff. And then even all the stuff just still going on with my family, it's not necessarily something I can 1000% lean on at the moment. Not saying that they haven't helped at all, but it's just not something, it's just not to the ability that I once had, if that makes sense. So that is what's been happening. I just hope, I know there's a lot of people, and y'all, I really contemplating on even making this video, because y'all already know all the stuff that happened prior to. So there's a lot of people that's praying on my downfall, or can pray on anybody's downfall, wishing them the worst and stuff like that. And I just kept telling myself, like, I don't want to make this video, I don't want to make this video, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's a document of my life, and I feel like I shouldn't be resistant to my scars, or resistant to the things that are actually truthfully going on in my life, because I feel like that's really a part of my life, and it's really a part of my journey. And I feel like so many people are good at showing the glitz and the glam and all the things that they have and what they're doing and where they're going and all of that stuff, but I feel like the real is really real. And sometimes people need to see that, because I feel like more people go through these type of things than they like to admit. But I'm trying so hard to get out of that mindset, and I'm trying so hard to get out of that perfectionist mindset and what are people gonna think mindset and things like that, because I've never been like that. I honestly have never been a person like that, but as of late, that's how I feel, you know. But I feel like it's just the confidence thing with all the things that are going on. Like, y'all, I feel like I just look so rough. Like, I look rough. Like, look at this. Like, I feel exactly how I look right now, and I'm just trying my best. I'm trying my absolute best, and I just want to come through and at least give y'all an update. I'm going to continue to update y'all on things that are going on when I look at apartments, places that approve me, or anything that's going on, even with Zeus. I'm definitely going to kind of show y'all what's going on with Zeus. I am thinking about sending him like away for a little bit, and I just don't want him to have to deal with any of the chaos. We did stay at my friend's the other day, and he was just struggling so bad through the night, because I kind of feel like he is used to something and he no longer has that something, and so he's just not a fan. So he was just like very whiny, like barking, like very bad. So no exaggeration, y'all, probably got up 5 or 6 times just to, in the middle of the night, to lay on the floor by his kennel, just to like, it's okay, you know, and pet him and stuff like that, and I'm literally just sitting there like, you know, like laying on my arm looking at him, just literally crying, trying not to bawl, but like the tears like are coming, you know what I'm saying? And it has been such a journey and such a struggle, but I am going to take y'all with me on this journey, because I just know that when there's a storm that's like this, that better is around the corner. And I just keep trying to tell myself that, and I'm just keeping the faith and just trying to be as confident and prompt and on it and everything as I possibly can. But it is so hard. It's so hard. But I appreciate y'all for still sticking with me, and I just wanted to let y'all know that I promise it's just not, it's not just because I'm being lazy. I promise you it's not because of that. It's just I'm literally going through life like for real. Like I'm really for real going through life like for real right now. And I would definitely say that living here has definitely made me hard body. It has definitely made me appreciate things more. It definitely made me want to grind harder. It made me do all that stuff, and I see why the hustles live in Houston, because it's hard, you know what I'm saying? So that's probably going to be it for this video. I am going to update y'all with new things and kind of let y'all know what's been going on, and we kind of just gonna go from there. But I love y'all, appreciate y'all so much. Please leave a comment, you know what I'm saying, any type of encouraging words, anything, y'all, anything. It's greatly appreciated, and I want to see y'all in the next video with an update, and I hope that y'all having a good week. I'll see y'all in the next one.